Well, my computer's ground to a halt. It's stopped working on me in a number of ways. I mean, I've kind of got it back again, but first thing that happened was it wouldn't sync with the time server. I think that might be the CMOS battery, so if I change the CMOS battery, that might sort that out, but it's been doing that for a couple of weeks, and I've had to keep manually syncing it, which has been a bit of a pain. The next thing was Studio One. Lost connection to my digital interface, my PreSonus 1824C. I sorted that out. Then Adobe Premiere Pro wouldn't start. I was getting an error message about it couldn't see the graphics card. Got that sorted out with help from Adobe Premiere online support. And now Premiere Pro, it's running like a treacle running uphill. It's just, I mean, I'll show you what I mean. If you have a look at this, so I'm in Premiere. I've just started working on a video, and watch the timeline cursor here. It should scroll really smoothly, but it's not. Watch. You can thank Camuso for this video, and if you want to know what Camuso is, have a look in the description below. So you can see it's just getting stuck, and it's lagging behind, and it's no way to be editing things. So just been sort of a general slowdown of the computer. It's a few years old now, but it's spec'd enough for me to do what I need to do, music-wise and video-wise. So I've had no problems up until a couple of weeks ago. So yeah, time to reinstall Windows. It's a Windows 10 PC. These are the sorts of things that trouble musicians working in the digital world. So you're not going to see this video until after it's all done, because obviously I can't edit it. So some of the things I've got to do, I mean, I need to identify, there's a lot of preparation when you come in to do a Windows reinstall, identify all the software that I need to reinstall. So you can see here I've got a little spreadsheet with all the different bits and pieces of different software that I use, plugins, etc. So I've spent time trawling through my ad remove programs, looking at what I run on a regular basis. I've got a Stream Deck, so most of it's on shortcuts on the Stream Deck. So I've backed up the profiles for the Stream Deck. That's all backed up, ready to go. I've been online and downloaded in advance all the installers that I need for the software. Make sure I've got the latest versions of drivers and software installers. So it just saves me time when I've done the rebuild. I won't have to go and do that. I've got a list of sort of things I have to do in terms of checking for this, that and the other, backing up projects, backing up profiles, all that kind of thing. I've got all my software, all my drivers, all my installers, little utilities that I use on a regular basis to make life easier, make my workflow easier with recording music and recording and editing videos. I've got all my software product keys, they're all backed up, done all my backups, downloaded all my files. I'm repeating myself now, I'm tired, I'm annoyed I'm having to do this. Trials and tribulations of being a digital musician. I'll catch you soon. Right, so here I am trying to reset my studio computer. I did the reset, didn't work. I had a user profile login error, so it wouldn't load. I don't know why it would have to try and load. I thought if it was doing a reset there wouldn't be any user profiles there, and I'd be creating a new one from scratch. But anyway, I couldn't get the PC to boot. I couldn't get it into safe mode. It wouldn't start in safe mode. So I've had to come up to my office, which is where I am now, and friendly Google, 6 ways to fix user profile service failed login error. And there's the methods that I'm going to work my way through. I can't use the command prompt because I can't get into the computer. I can't use the registry editor because I can't get into the computer. Reset Windows PC, I've already tried that twice. Transfer empty, you can't get into the computer. I'm going to have to find a way of getting it into safe mode. I think I can get it into safe mode by going into recovery options as it starts up, and then I can try work my way through these errors. So I shall keep you posted. Right, so none of those solutions worked. I spent hours starting the computer, rebooting it. I couldn't get it into safe mode to try any of those actual solutions in safe mode. The yeah, it just wouldn't boot into safe mode. The F8 key that you used to boot into safe mode, it wasn't getting it into safe mode either. So the only way to get it to safe mode was to boot it, shut it down, boot it, shut it down 3 times, and then it automatically goes into recovery mode. Tried various things in the recovery mode using the command line as administrator, and tried all sorts, to be honest. Eventually, so I had I'd burnt a Windows 10. Oops, I burnt a Windows 10 image to disk, to USB. Tried that, wouldn't boot from that. So it's been a nightmare, up and down for hours. Eventually contacted Microsoft, and they said, "Oh yeah, you have to try this and try that." None of which worked. All of which I tried anyway. So then they said, "Okay, you have to boot from a USB." I told them I tried it, it didn't work, and they said, "Well, the only thing that could possibly be wrong with that is that the image didn't burn correctly." But right, I tried a different drive, reburn the image. And lo and behold, I got in. It's fantastic. The computer is back up and running. I haven't reinstalled all my software yet. Literally, it took me so long to do that. That I just thought, right, it's up and running. I know I can get it to boot. But of course, I still got the problem with it not syncing with the time. So I'm pretty sure that's a CMOS battery. So I'm about to take the CMOS battery out, because I have to go into town today to get my car serviced. While it's being serviced, I'll nip off, find somewhere that sells these sorts of batteries. And come back, pop the CMOS in, reboot, and I can start reinstalling software. So here we go. Right, well, pretty sure that's the CMOS battery there. So I've got to get my hand in and take it out. It's going to be easiest from here, but I have to put the camera down. Well, there it is. That's all it is, a CR2032. I've obviously bought some in the past because I had some in my office desk. So I saw that and thought, I've got some of those. Don't have to buy it when I go to get the car service, which means I can go for lunch instead. There we go, all booted, all started up. Standard Windows 10 desktop background wallpaper, whatever you're going to call it, and starting to install things. I'll see you back when it's all done. Be a few hours yet. Where's the bloody camera? It's over there, I think. Cheers. Here I am again with yet another update. Still not happy with my studio computer. I've got Windows back on it, and I've reinstalled all the software. It took flipping hours and hours. It's not just the installer, because some of the installers have to then go online and download content. Things like the Studio One, the DAW has to download sound sets, and anyway, plugins have, you get the idea. Premiere Pro is still not working properly. Still laggy. Playhead on the timeline. I know it shouldn't do that. It never used to do it till a couple of weeks ago. So I've tried it in various projects. I've tried different media, and it works sometimes and not others. So I thought, you know what, I'll try it on my Office PC and see if there's a problem. Maybe the actual media, the video file is corrupted or something in some way. Although I did try different clips. And here we can see in the studio, and you should see a nice smooth scroll. Right, so you can see that's playing quite nice and quite smoothly. That's the beginning of the video that you're watching. I've decided I need to get this out, because I'm going to be stuck for a while, so I'll get this out, and at least you'll know if you're interested. Well, there's a bit of a delay in posting things. So I've made the decision that I'm going to take my studio PC and bring it up here and convert it into the Office PC, because it doesn't need a lot of power. I don't need to use a Premiere Pro. Everything else seems to be working fine, so I'll be able to use that as my Office PC. And to my Office PC, which is much newer, it's about 8 months old, much more super powered was the word I was going to use, but it's much more powerful. It's got 64 gigabytes of RAM. It's got a I can't remember what the graphics card is, but it's much newer than that. It's a 3060, I think, something like that. It's a much newer graphics card with more onboard RAM, so recording and editing much easier in that. So this is the PC that's going to be going down into the studio. Excuse the mess, you can see a bit of a mess there, having a bit of a sort out. So I shall be doing that soon, not now, it's Wednesday at the moment, working day, but I'll be doing it hopefully over the weekend. I'm actually going to see We Will Rock You again on Saturday, so it won't be Saturday because I'll be down in London. Great show, great show. Anyway, so at some point I shall swap the PCs over, swap the drives over. The Office PC doesn't have all the music software on it, so I have to reinstall that, so more downloading. I've got the installers, but as I said before, it has to download content a lot of the time, certainly the plugins. This is probably the last bit of this video. In fact, it is going to be the last bit of this video. I'm going to get it up, let you know what's happening, and the next time I put a video out, it will have been edited on my new studio PC, which is not new, but it's new to the studio. So from a very worn out musician, having been through all these trials and tribulations over the past week or two, I shall soon be back up and running and hopefully making quality content like this. All right, see you soon.